What's up guys, Barry Gaming here, back with some more Idle Heroes, and today we have another account tune-up coming your way, this time for Langer. Now, I took a quick peek at this account to get a little history on this, and there's issues that are going on that I kind of see a lot of people doing. Now, one of the biggest questions he was asking is, can you give me some tips on what could be done or a good idea to progress further in the Void campaign? If you need to switch anything or use materials, go for it. Well, one thing that is lucky on this account, he does have quite a few soul symbols, which is good. Looks like he is accumulating some resources for some good events potentially coming up. All of them are getting accumulated, which is solid. The biggest issue, and the biggest issue I see on a lot of accounts, is when we have something like this. We have two powered up heroes instead of one, and you guys know I probably harp on this a ton, but if you are making your main hero Doom Terminator Vulcan, which that is fine, there's two different strategies nowadays. One of them is to go the Doom Terminator Vulcan route, the other one is the Lord of Fear Aspen route. If you're doing this route, you need to be upgrading these heroes in here, mainly the Natalia, and secondly the Sun Devourer EOS. After that, you can have the other two maybe at like V3 plus. They don't need to be into the Tree of Origin stuff, but having all this power on a Lord of Fear Aspen plus V4 on a Scarlet Queen Halora is a ton of lost attack, because you guys see we have a fully maxed out home here in the 4 towers versus this one's in like the low 30s. Probably doesn't have anything anywhere else right now. Good. That's the good part. The downside is you're missing a ton of power, because if you actually take a look at this, like if you take a look at the attack here, granted some of this is not really relevant, you're probably missing about at least 2 million attack on this hero. You guys recently saw us do this on our Fortress meme team, or even our B series, where we kind of reset our account. We put it back to optimal. We were up to over 10 million attack on both of those accounts pretty quickly. Actually, I don't know if we are on the B. I think the B we were close to like 8 million. Either way, we gained a ton, because that is one thing that is really holding this account back. Is it wants to progress further. Granted, getting to that resonance gear is not easy, because you are going to have to face Valkyrie waves. But when you do have a squad even like this here, we got a lot of stellar shards on a lot of support heroes that are not gonna do much for this account, sadly. But you can try to do this like this, and of course he does have 2 cores already. One of them is a noble core Doom Terminator Vulcan. He does plan on Destiny transitioning this hero, and it does look like this might have been an old school Jara account where you went for the core here first, which again, there's a Jara on this account that is not a tenant for anybody, and you have Tree of Origin on her as well. All these things are just not really great ways to set up your account. Now, technically, you might be able to make some progress here, but oh my gosh, yeah, no. The attack value on this account is way too low to make any progression whatsoever. And if you are not invested in one hero, such as your Doom Terminator Vulcan, you're going to have a very, very bad day. Now, I will say having like V4 on like a Betty or something like that is not the worst thing to have, because it does give you the opportunity to go first and completely lock down the enemy team, especially in conjunction with the Lord of Fear Aspen. But I don't think this Lord of Fear Aspen should be anywhere near as powerful as you have him set up. Literally on waves like this, the only hope is that right there is that you hit the Betty, and because you're working on Destiny transition on other heroes, sadly you don't have the core of origin for Betty, which is what really makes her go boom and CC the enemy teams. You'll notice here, because we're going second, it makes it much more difficult to actually get your attacks off with any of your heroes, because, well, you got Sherlock, you got Holmes Young, and then you also have Tix's lowering your attack values. Look at those stacks. Oh my gosh, I don't even think he's gonna get to attack here. No, he gets dubbed once again. So yeah, he's dead in the water from all the ping damage. If you plan on pushing anything in Void campaign, you have to focus on one hero and one hero only. Now, this does look like an older account just because of the sheer number of E5 heroes. Like, there's no need to build so many E5 heroes nowadays, just because you build to a tower instead of building wide like a lot of other games. A lot of the hero picks aren't bad. Like, you have, of course, most of these heroes at, it looks like, full V4, which again is a waste of resources. These V4 heroes, as you guys see in Void campaign, they're doing absolutely nothing. you should not have V4 on the Queen. You shouldn't have it on the Freya. You shouldn't have it probably on the Hyperspace Hunter Ilamok even. Betty, I can see maybe. You should absolutely just not have any power whatsoever invested in the Jara. Granted, maybe up to 20 is okay just to unlock the core. Going to 40 like she is a big waste right here of resources. And beyond that, Lord of Fear Aspen should not be this strong either. You really, really need to focus on your tenants first and foremost, at least the Natalia and the Eos. Once you can get those two done, then you can kind of be a little bit more flexible starting your second home. But in reality, like you see on our main account, we have everything on our main series here. So that's where you're going to see the most progression. You'll probably see even more progression in light once you do that, because you'll literally have you'll have Tree of Origin, Natalia, and Eos on your team too, which is going to be a huge boost. The overall power, it looks like you have a bunch of B heroes ready to go. Jeez, that is a lot of them ready to go for potential Soul Awakening events. It did look like this account already went for 300 points, which was cool, but you'll see just having them at like V4, they don't really do anything. This will help you get more Sealand progression, which in turn will give you more progression and power from your Cloud Island, from your daily rewards that you're going to get. And yeah, you're going to be able to make a push probably and get into 31 if you make those changes as well. Everything else is pretty irrelevant right here. The other thing it might also help too is progressing further in this right here. So right now, looks like you've gotten, yeah, you're only at you haven't pushed through Dominator yet. This account should be able to do Dominator if all the power is accumulated on one account. As far as Void, Corruption, you need to keep pushing this. If possible, getting this up to 121 is kind of the ultimate goal, but of course that's not just something anybody can do. It takes time. Slowly gaining more and more power on your account, all those things are very, very important. Beyond that though, like I said, you already have a really nice Cloud Island spot number 1. There's really no point worrying about plot number 2 just yet. If anything, you could still leave Lord of Fear Aspen in here, but that would mean he'd have to be V4. I don't know. It just seems like there's a lot of wasted resources everywhere, especially having Sublimation on him too. That just really feels like a bad thing for you because, well, he's not really doing anything on your account. Because you look at the attack power level, 2.2 million isn't going to do anything. 6.2 is going to do some things, but if you add all that extra attack onto your Doom Terminator Vulcan, get him up to like 10 million attack, he can be tanky, he can do damage, he can make your team survive a lot longer. So let me know what you guys think. Leave comments down below if you guys have suggestions for Langard on what he should be doing on this account as well, and I'll see you guys next time.